Hello, everybody. It's Jay Burnham from Six Figure Moving Academy, and welcome to our show. Thank you so much. Here's our latest episode that we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about why. Why should you start your moving company? What is the first question that you should be asking yourself? And that question is why? Why do you want to start this moving company? Why are you in a moving company? What are you doing in the company, right? A lot of people get into it and they get the idea that they want to start a moving company. And that's awesome. But they never ask themselves, why are they starting a moving company? What's in it for them? And I got some ideas of why you might be wanting to start a moving company and questions you need to ask yourself, right? And then when you ask yourself these questions, it really begins to formulate what you need to start doing before you actually start your moving company. Because the first question you should ask yourself before you start any company, especially a moving company, is why do you want to start the moving company? Why are you wanting doing this company? Right? And that question is going to be very illuminating, right? Because the answers, here's some of the more common answers. Why do I want to start a moving company? Right? Maybe it's because one of the reasons is because you want to be your own boss. Great. Or like me, one of my answers when I asked that question is because I want to own my own business. I didn't care what it was. I just wanted to own my own business. All right. And this answer, these two answers, which are very related, there's a reason why you say that. I want to be my own boss, or I want to be an owner of a business. Okay, good. Now the question is, do you have experience in the moving business? If so, how much? Do you know anything about the moving business other than maybe packing? If you're a guy on the truck and you're doing the loads, do you know anything about sales, marketing, logistics, administration, licensing and insurance, legal affairs, any of that? Do you have any of those questions answered? I bet you the answer to that is no. I didn't even know I was supposed to answer those questions. Very, very, very few people actually have the inside scoop of starting a moving business. Most people, they want to start a moving business because, they want to be their own boss, or they think they could do a better job than who they're working for. Maybe who they're working for is screwing them around, or at least in their mind getting screwed around. Or they just feel like, this company's not doing this right. They're not handling the personnel right. They're not training us right. They're not giving us enough money, or whatever it is. So that's the why they want to start the moving company, is because they feel like they can do a better job than the owner or managers of the moving company, right? Another one is they just want to have a better life. They just want to create a business where they can get it going, put the right people in place, and then just live according. Oh, see my little kitty right there? Yay, right there she is. That's Pretty Girl. Say hi to Pretty Girl. They just want to have a better life. They just want to put a president or a general manager or a salesperson, put somebody in thing so that they can go and live the life they want. They can put the business in, the business runs itself, it expands, and it's all prosperous all by itself. The owner has to just come in, maybe do an hour or 2 or 3 of work a day, and then he could go off or she could go off and go to their kids' recital or their soccer games or their football games or go on vacations. And this is good. And there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe that's the why. Maybe that's your why you want to start a moving company. Okay. Excellent. Absolutely. Or here's one. And this one is really common, especially with the guys who are on the truck. So they see how much the company is making. They see how much money the moving company is making. And they're like, well, I should be making that money. This is unfair. I'm doing all the work. I'm the one who's doing the loading. I'm the one who's, doing all the paperwork. He's just sitting here doing, and he's going off, he works 3 hours a day. And sometimes he doesn't even come on. Should be able to make this money. Ooh, and guess what, guys? There's nothing wrong with it. But why are you starting the moving company? Are you starting it from a place where, hey, I think I could do better, or hey, I want a better life? Because when you start asking this question, then your motivations become true. Because if you think you could do a better job, really, you could do a better job. You know how to do the administration. You know how to do payroll and taxes. You know how to do workman's comp and get licensing and insured for the moving company. You know how to do marketing so you can just fill yourself up with jobs. You know how to buy leads and where to place ads and how to place ads. Do you know how to do sales? Are you a good salesman? Can you sell Viagra to a dead person? Can you sell ice to an Eskimo? Right? I mean, seriously. Do you think you really could do a good job when all you know how to do is load a truck? And if you can't, awesome. If you have the background to do it, then you should go and start a moving business. But here's the point. If you ask yourself, why are you starting a moving business? It gives you a starting point of what you realize you need the education and knowledge that you need to get. Right? So you got to sit back before you get all the thing. And maybe you got the bug, you want to start a movement. Maybe it's just because you want a better life for yourself and your family. Great. Awesome. But then you got to start asking yourself, what is the education that I need? Right? Again, do you know how to do the license? You don't even know where to get the license. Do you know how to buy a truck? Do you know what kind of truck you should get? Do you even know where to buy trucks at? Do you know these things? It gives you a starting point of why you want to start the moving company. It gives you a starting point. And from there, you could build on. And usually it requires some research before you do it. Because if you ask yourself why you want to do it, and then you're saying, well, I think I could do a better job. Great. What is your strengths and weaknesses then? Then you can just sit there and go, okay, what I'm really good at is loading a truck and training crews. Okay, good. So what I'm going to need help in is administration. What I'm going to need help in is sales, marketing. All right. Then you can see where your strengths are and your weaknesses are. And then from there, you could go, okay, here's my core strengths, and then here's my weaknesses. Now you can either, one, if you got the money and credit to do it, you could go and hire somebody to do it right off the bat. Awesome, great. Or you got to start educating yourself on these finer points. And I had to work through it, believe it or not. I started a moving company just kind of because I knew I could. I found out how easy it was to get started. But there was so much to it. And the more I teach, and I put this on some of the forums lately, the more I teach about the moving business, the more I realize there is so much I have to learn. I can get you to a certain level. I can take you from nothing to here. But there's like all this way up here that you need to learn. And there's so much more. And I'm learning so much from my mentors. And you guys know who you guys are. So thank you guys. But the point being is, just because you think you could do a better job doesn't necessarily make that so. I have seen people start a moving business thinking they know how to do a moving business because, I've got my own guys who tried to start moving businesses and failed. They just failed. You know why? Because they had no clue of what it took. They didn't know how to get license assured. They didn't know how to do marketing. They didn't know how to do a Craigslist ad, right? Here's the thing. When I started my business, I was pretty good at sales. I wasn't great, but I was good. I could make sales. I knew marketing. I knew internet marketing, and I knew how to take the internet marketing skills that I had and translate them into my brick and mortar service business marketing thing. So I knew marketing. I knew digital marketing. I knew search engine optimization and marketing, right? I knew how to do some sales. And because I did work in a moving company, I did have some skills loading trucks, unloading trucks, and doing stuff like that. So I knew how to do it. And I paid attention to what my boss, who was also the owner, what he was doing. I learned. I didn't just jump into it. I learned, I watched, I asked questions, right? And sometimes you're going to have to do it. It's easier to do it with a smaller company. Hey, how are you getting your jobs? If I could find you jobs better, would you be willing? Or, can I work in sales? Can I do estimates? Can I, ask questions, ask to involve yourself. This is really what you want to do. If you really want to start a moving question, start learning the entire business. Don't just quit. Don't just think you can just leave the company and start a moving business. Start learning the business inside and out. Start asking questions. It might take you a year. It might take you 2 years of just eating shit at the job you're at, being unhappy or, being just dedicated. But learn the business first, or at least a good portion of the business. Learn how to get licensing, how to get insured. Ask the questions, right? If you're really bold and the owner, the boss is really cool, tell them, hey, look, I kind of want to make a better life for myself. I'm looking at maybe starting my own business. Would you be willing to mentor me, train me? And if they're really cool and you know them well, maybe they'll say yes. If your boss isn't cool and he says, no, you're fired, well, then that's not the part. But then you got to do it a little surreptitiously. But it all starts with the question, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you in the business in the first place? Why are you starting? Are you doing it out of arrogance, or are you doing it out of because you want a better life? Those guys who start a moving company out of arrogance, by the way, just as an aside, usually fail. The guys who think they can do a better job are the guys who are probably going to fail. So if that's you, you're sitting deep down and you're going, well, I could do a better job because my boss is an a-hole. Well, you're going to have to ask yourself some real pertinent and pointed and internal questions like, really? Do you know everything that goes involved? Can you actually do a better job? Do you actually know what's all involved? Especially if it's just the owner running it. He's kind of a mom and pop kind of thing. It's kind of hard to say you could do a better job when you have that. The only thing you know is one aspect of the job, right? It'd be like a salesperson who's never loaded a truck in their life, right? They never loaded a truck. They never driven a truck, saying, I can do a better job. I can make this money myself. I know how much money, man. I could do this myself. Well, great. They can go and sell the jobs, but now when it comes to actually executing the jobs, can they get it done? So when you're coming from a place of pride and arrogance, that is where, right, that's your first downfall. You're going to probably fail. So start asking yourself, hey, what do I need to learn internally? What is it? Can I really? You're going to have to really look at this question and say, do I really know better than the boss or the manager or whomever? Right? And if that answer is no, don't start the business until you learn the business. Okay? Now, if you're starting because you think you want a better life, you want to be a business owner, then hey, great. But you're still going to have to learn the business if all you know is one aspect of this business. And a great book to read that really goes into this is The E-Myth Revised. Because you're going to want, when you start your business, and I'm in the midst of doing this now, I'm in the midst of systemizing and writing down exactly the procedures and systems that I use. And I'm trying to improve upon the systems that I have. So that the systems is top notch. Because down the future, in 5 years or so, maybe I want to have multiple locations. Maybe I want to start franchising, right? So I want to really get up to speed. But you have to ask yourself, what do you want? Why are you starting your business? And what do you want out of your business? And that's an important question as well. What do you want out of your business? What is the end result? Right? Ask yourself why, which is why you're going to start it, and then why, what do you want at the end? What is it? Once you've got those two questions answered, you've got it down, guys. Whoa, I just hit my cord. Ooh, all freaky there. So that is a question. So I want you guys to really look at this. And I know this is a long thing about me lecturing you, but it's really important that you understand the question why. Why are you starting it? And I'm going to go over that over and over and over because that is truly, truly, truly the most important thing before you start a moving business, before you start any business. Why? Why are you doing it? Okay? If that makes sense, awesome. then share this with any family or friends who are considering starting their own business or a moving business. Make sure you share that. Hit the button right down there. It's a little subscribe button. Hit it, like it, give me a thumbs up, right? And you know, leave a comment. Tell me, what was your why? I would like to know, what was your why for starting your moving business? Why did you start it? Was it because you thought you could do better, or was it you wanted a better life? No, there's no wrong answers here. You know, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is the very first question. The second question is, what do you want out of the business? Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm Jay Burnham with Six Figure Moving Academy. Thank you so much for coming and watching my videos. I totally appreciate each and every one. Thank you. Bye-bye.